If you didn't understand the question or you didn't catch the phrase and you want the person to repeat himself again, then most likely you're gonna use this phrase, and it sounds like что? What? I mean, you can use this phrase and it's totally okay, but it just sounds a little bit too direct and a bit rude, and we don't want to sound that way. So today I've decided to teach you some new phrases and expressions, how to ask a person to repeat himself again. So you know that in Russian language we have two ways of saying things, and those are informal and formal ways. So informal ways you use when you talk to your friends or people you know really well. When formal ways you use when you're talking to people who are older than you are, or people who you don't know really well and you want to show some extra respect. So we're gonna start off with informal ways of us asking people to repeat themselves. So I want to mention that these ones are informal and we have to use them with people we know. Remember, like only people you know really well. And another thing you have to pay attention to is the intonation, because if your intonation is going to be a little bit wrong, then it can come out the wrong way and it can sound a little bit too aggressive and harsh, and people would think that you are being unfriendly towards them. So you have to be super, super careful with these ones. Let's start with the first one. Что ты сказал? Or что ты сказала? And that means, what did you just say? Now, что ты сказал, you use this one when you're talking to a male. Now, when you're talking to a female, you need to end буква А at the end of our verb. Что ты сказал? Что ты сказала? Now here we have a question mark. So when we have a question in Russian, our intonation goes a little bit up, so you raise your voice. Что ты сказал? Что ты сказала? Okay, so it has to sound a little bit like that. Now, number two. Повтори, пожалуйста. And that means repeat, please. Повтори, пожалуйста. And you can say just повтори, that means repeat. But you have to be extra cautious, because if you're gonna say something like повтори, it's gonna sound a little bit unfriendly, so you can get in trouble. So if you're not really sure about the intonation, just use пожалуйста at the end of this phrase. So, повтори, пожалуйста. And this phrase you can use both for females and males. Now, number three. Еще раз, пожалуйста means one more time, please. Еще раз, пожалуйста. You can say еще раз, but again, you have to sound gentle in order to people to let people understand that you're being super, super friendly and you're not being aggressive towards them, because yeah, you can get in trouble. So I would recommend you to use пожалуйста and as many пожалуйстас as possible. Just be polite. Okay, now here, let's try to go over them one more time. Что ты сказал? Что ты сказала? Повтори, пожалуйста. Еще раз, пожалуйста. Now it's time to look at our formal phrases. So, here we go. Простите, что? And that means like, excuse me, what? Простите, что? Again, we see the question mark here and our voice goes up a little bit. So, простите, что? Now, the second one is повторите еще раз. That means repeat one more time. And you can add пожалуйста at the end of it. Повторите еще раз, пожалуйста. Повторите еще раз, пожалуйста. And actually what you could do is you could use this first phrase at the beginning and continue with the second one. So it can sound like this. Простите, что? Повторите еще раз, пожалуйста. Excuse me, what? Could you please repeat that again? Now, phrase number three. Я не понял and я не поняла. So, if you're a male, you should say я не понял. I didn't get it, I didn't understand. But if you're a female, you need to add extra letter A at the end, just to, it shows that you are a male, basically. Я не поняла. But also you could, again, add the first phrase here at the beginning. Простите, что? Я не поняла. Excuse me, like, I didn't get it. And the last phrase is Я не расслышал. Я не расслышала. And again, we have the same situation here. Я не расслышал is for males, and я не расслышала is for females. And again, you can say, простите, что? Я не расслышал. Простите, что? Я не расслышала. So let's go over them one more time. Простите, что? Повторите еще раз, пожалуйста. Я не понял. Я не поняла. Я не расслышал. I didn't hear that well. Я не расслышала. So yeah guys, that's it for today, and I hope you've got it, and just practice them a little bit more, practice your intonation, and just remember these phrases because it's going to help you to sound a little bit more natural and more like a native speaker, and to sound more polite. So if you find this video useful, please give me the thumbs up and show me some love, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, then you're welcome to do so in order not to miss the new videos, and I'll see you next time. Пока-пока, до скорой встречи!